guys, this is Jenna. We're going to be going over the lesson 4 for 2nd grade. So we're comparing numbers for first topic, and we were given the greater than sign, less than sign, or equal to sign. So one way to memorize, like, these two signs kind of look similar. So a way to memorize which one to use when is to think of these as crocodile mouths or any animal's mouth, or just a mouth, like. So, for example, if we use it for 5, blank, 7, so we're going to use one of these signs in the blanks. So, the mouth wants to eat the bigger number because it's hungry, so it wants to eat the bigger one. So, we know that 7 is bigger than 5. If you count, the number 5 comes before 7. So, 5 is the smaller number and 7 is the bigger number. So that the mouth wants to eat the bigger number, so the mouth will be facing 7, like it's like trying to eat it like a Pac-Man, kind of. So what this says is 5 is less than 7. We know that's true. Okay, so now we have number 3, we have 121, and we're going to compare it to number 53. So we know that this one has 3 digits here, and this one has 2 digits, so we can rewrite it to make it a little easier. Because we haven't gone over hundreds yet, we can do 121 right here, 121. Compared to 0, 53. Now we're going to go from the first, we're going to be going from the first digit to the last one. So we have 1 and 0 right here. Which one is bigger? We know that 1 is bigger than 0. So 121 is bigger than 53. The mouth is going to be facing 121. It says 121 is greater than 53. That's what this sentence says. Now we have number 8. We're going to be comparing 2 plus 2 and 5 minus 1. So if you add 2 plus 2, we know that 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now if you subtract 5 minus 1, we know that this is also 4. So now we have 2 of the same numbers, 4 and 4. Now in this case, you're going to be putting an equal sign. This is an equal sign. What this says is that they're the same. 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 minus 1. They both equal 4. Now we're going to be doing reading and writing numbers. So our first one I highlighted is the number 65. We know because we have a 6 in the tens place and a 5 in the one place. That's a 60 and a 5. That's right at 65. So if we look here, we have the number 65 at the top right here. So we're going to draw a line to connect these two. 65. That's how you read and write 65. Now we have number 3. We have 1 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place. Now we know that this is the number 12, even though it doesn't follow a typical pattern of numbers that have a 1 in the tens place. So this is read as 12. We know it's 12. If you look here, 12 is right here. We're going to draw a line to connect the number 12 to the word written form of 12. Now we have number 10. We have the number 5 in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place. So that's 50. We have 5 tens. Any numbers with a number in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place typically follow a pattern, and they'll be easy to spot, kind of. So this one is read as 50. You might already know that. So if you look here, the number 50 is right here. We're going to connect the number 50 to the word 50. You can do the same thing with the other problems as well. Now we're going to be doing expanded form. So we have the number 1. We have the number 52. So what we're doing is adding the value of each digit. So if we underline, I think we did this in one of the earlier lessons. We have a 5 here. This 5 isn't just 5. It stands for 50 because we're going to put a 50 here, put a 5 here, and we're going to replace the 2 with the 0. Now we're going to add it to the 2. We have 2 right here. We're going to replace the 5 with the 0 this time because the 5 isn't underlined in green. We're only focusing on green right here. So that's 50 plus 02. So the more common or proper way to write this would be 50 plus 2. If you do the math, you know that 50 added to 2 is 52. So this is correct. That's how you do expanded form. We'll do one more. We have the number 11. So we have 1 in the tens place. So that's a 10. We'll be adding it to the 1 in the ones place, which just stands for 1. So there we go. That's 10 plus 1. And that 10 added to 1 is 11. So that's expanded form. Now we'll be going on to skip counting, where we're going to be counting using patterns. So we'll skip number 4 for now. We'll go do number 5. So we have the numbers 5, 10, 15. We have 3 blanks after that. So we're trying to find the next numbers in the pattern. So we're going to find the difference between the 10 and 5 and 15 and the 10. Trying to find what this difference is and what this difference is. And hopefully they're the same. They probably are going to be the same. So 10 minus 5, is 5. So basically 5 added to 5 is 10. We'll do little arrows. And 15 minus 10, let's find the difference between those two numbers. 15 minus 10, 5 minus 0 is 5. 1 minus 1 equals 0, so 5. This is also 5. So we know that we're just going to continuously add 5 to each number. Add 5 here. And add 5 here. So 15 plus 5. Let's do 15 plus 5 right here. So 5 plus 5 is 10. We're going to put a 0 and the 1 right here. That's a 10. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So the next number is 20. We'll do it in a different color. We'll do it blue. 20. We'll do 20 plus 5. So the 0 plus 5 is a 5. There's nothing under the 2. We're going to bring it down, so that's a 25. And then we'll add 25 and 5. So 25 plus 5. So we'll add the 5s in the 1's place. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. We're going to put a 0 on here. And the 1 up there. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that is 30. Now we'll go back to number 4. We have 12, 14, blank, 18, and blank, and blank. So these are all, we're going to find the difference between 14 and 12 to find out the pattern. So 14 minus 12, we're going to do 4 minus 2, which is 2, and the 1 minus 1 is 0. So we know that the difference between these two numbers, we're going to be adding 2 to each number. Let's do 14 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. We have nothing under the 1, so we're going to bring it down. That's 16. Now 16 plus 2 is 18. We're going to add 2 to 18 now. Plus 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. We're going to bring the 1 up there. 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's 20. We'll add a 2 here. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 is 22. So now we just skip counting. We'll be moving on to the next section, word problems. We have number 2. It says Dawn has 7 stamps and she collects 4 more stamps. George has 15 stamps. So we have to find out who has more stamps. So let's find out how many stamps Dawn has first. Let's add 7 and 4. You can count or you can draw, and you're going to find out that 7 plus 4 equals 11. So this is Dawn on the left side, 7 plus 4, or 11. We're going to compare it to George, similar to the very first thing we did. We'll put a D right here. This is Dawn, and this is George. So we know that the ones here are the same. 1 are the same. Now the next number, 1 and 5. We know that the 5 is bigger, so the math is going to eat the 15, which is George. So that means that George has more stamps. So the answer is George. Okay, now we'll do the last question. Jay has 35 marbles. He loses some, and now he has 29. How many marbles did Jay lose? So Jay starts off with 35. 35. Now, if you lose, it's a minus sign. You have a blank, we don't know how much he lost, equals, we know that he ends up with 29. So the way we can do this is switch the places of the blank and the 29. So we'll do 35 minus 29. 35 minus 29. So we can't do 5 minus 9, so take a 10. Now we have a 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So 6. The answer is 6. Oops. Jay lost 6 marbles. I'd write the word out, but it'd be really messy. So the answer